Hello, everyone. Man, this is such an exciting strategy. I just truly continue to say the same thing over and over. I'm going to show you a couple other breakdowns of some rules that I'm using, as well as some more guides to help make this trading strategy even better. And man, is this just amazing. I hope everyone tries it. I hope it's working for everyone. And if it isn't, I'd love to hear why not, because I have been green so many days in a row, it's getting ridiculous. Honestly, need to pinch myself. It is absolutely crazy how well this strategy is working. So let's get in it. So today's recap. I actually had Dell pulled up on one of my charts, but I did not actually realize that there was some news that had come out about Dell until I it was maybe 10 minutes before the market had opened. And so I told everyone, hey, I'm watching Dell because I heard that, Elon Musk had said something about working with Dell or buying something or something. Anyway, it supposedly was good news. So I was watching what was going to happen right at the start. And if you see right here, immediately, this is the LRC strategy, guys. So immediately right off the bat, we get a wick down. It looks like it's going down. Then you get this wick up. I got in right here. I told everyone I'm getting in, and I did. I got in there. It pushed up over this LRC. It came back down, so it went up, and when this candle came down, I added to the position. I got When it went up here, I added to the position again. I sold, I don't know how many on the top of this candle. I think 10. I think I was in 20 contracts. Anyway, I held these all the way up. I think I was up over $1,300 up here. I did let one runner go, so I had locked in all profit less one runner, and believe it or not, that one runner, I let it take me all the way down to here, and I ended up with only $720. But that was my first trade. It was awesome. It was easy. There was nothing trivial about it. It crossed over the LRC, crossed over the 20, or it was above the 20. I got in and I held it. I should have probably taken all, but I was really trying to use my strategy of staying two closes below the red, or below the 20 EMA. So I did, and this is one of the ones where it kind of bit me. It came back. So I forgot one of my rules, guys, and it's really important to pay attention to this. And I didn't. Sometimes when you're in a trade, you just don't see everything. So what I should have done is I should have got out either when this candle started coming down right here or on one of these two candles. And the reason is I had this rejection. I didn't really have any levels for Dell that I can remember. So I had this. We had this rejection right here, and it closed all the way down here. Then I had this candle go up. This candle came and went up a little bit, but it was weak. When this candle turned red, actually I probably should have got out on this one or any one of these, and the reason for that is because the 20 was so extended. When you have your 20 is kind of flattening out and not coming up with your price, like not running with it. Doing the double close below the 20, it's just going to take too much profit. I know that. I just didn't recognize it early enough. So, that's just trading. I made that mistake. I will, hopefully when I make these mistakes, I always hope that I can learn from them. Sometimes it takes me a while for things to to register. But in any event, it was a great trade right here on Dell. And I did get into a bad trade, and I lost some money on. Am I on the chart? Yes, I'm on the chart. I lost some money on SMCI. I got into an SMCI trade and really wasn't the smartest trade after all. Went back and looked at it, and again, it wasn't an A plus. And honestly, I should never trade SMCI unless I know it's just an absolute A plus setup. So the setup was the downside, and of course, I traded. I went ahead and marked this up so I could show you when I got in. So the best time for me to get in was here, coming up off the LRC, crossing the 20. This would have been the candle right here that I would have got in as soon as or actually this red candle. I would have got in as soon as it crosses over the close of the green. That's my rule. Well, actually this closed above, so I would have got in right here. Would have got in here, held this, and got out over here, and I would have been in really good profit. But I didn't get this in time. I did go for a late mover, and I really should not have done this, and it ended up costing me pretty good amount of money. I did take a loss. I got in on this candle right here, so I was watching it off the 20. It pulled back, got a pretty good move up. I wanted to see what would happen here. I waited to get in this candle. When I did, it went up. I was in profit a little bit on this push up. I was in profit on that push up. But what happened is my bid ask was so far away. I was like barely, how when you're watching your P&L, I was showing in profit, but I think if I were to sell market, I would have still been at a loss. So I shouldn't say I was in a profit. I was actually, if I sell the bid, that's what you're really going to get. So I was showing that I was still at a loss, so I was holding this to see if I would get the move. I should not have got in this trade. It was really dumb on my part. I got into it after it was way extended, especially for an SMCI when you have such a very wide bid ask. So mistake number 2 today. So that took me down a decent amount, and I was still green. I was still green by, I think I was still up like $400 or like 300 and something. So that one stunk. That one got me. Now I did get into a couple spot or SPX puts and SPX calls. I got into an SPX call that was just absolutely golden, and I'll show you why. And I'll get to my other part of my trading strategy that has now it's over here that is now developed. So it was actually a put. I thought it was a put, and then there was a call here later day that I did get in. I wasn't in Discord at that time, but I decided to take a call off of this. Anyhow, it's crossing through. This is your intraday LRC, the Anchored LRC. Well, these lines right here, this line is the mean, and then further up here this is a very long. I'll show it to you. It is I do it on the 1 hour. Jeez, 1 hour and the 4 hour. Wow, look at all those levels. But so what I do is I pull and I set this up so I get my pivots. I see where my lines, where the stock is pivoting off of the long LRC, and right now we have a move all the way down to the 1.5, so something to keep an eye on tomorrow. If this doesn't go up, we may get a significant move back down to this 540 level. It could stop at one of these pivots, but so far, if you notice, SPY hasn't got through the 1.5. Every time it's reached the 1.5 or the 1, the cyan is the 1 deviation, and so it has rejected the 1 every time. This time it went through it pre-market or after-market pretty hard. So I'm looking for either some market correction to the downside or a significant bounce up off of this tomorrow, and I will make sure that it aligns with my my intraday LRC. So I did catch this move right here. It was absolutely perfect. I got in SPX as soon as this was consolidating right here, and I got in right as it moved through here, and I sold one, and then I sold the other, and I was up $700, $800 on this. I think I was like around $800 on this trade. I ended up doing a total. I did have a couple other losses on the day, and but I had a couple more wins on SPX, which was this one right here. I did catch this move above the 20, and what I caught this one off of was my long LRC. I watched it come down. It came back up, closed above it, went back above, consolidated. I took this past this consolidation. I didn't stay in this long. I think I made like $300 on this, but I only bought one SPX. But on this one, I had bought two SPXs, and I think I just got out right at the 547.60 level, I believe. Yeah, because I remember complaining. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'd be up like $1,400 or $1,500 if I'd held it to the bottom." But I had a really amazing day again today. It's super simple, guys. It really is. I hope you're seeing it. I hope you're understanding it. It's not. There's nothing super special about it. It's just waiting for the setup to happen, coming off of your LRC. And sometimes the LRC, I had someone ask me, and they said that it looks like you're trading support and resistance levels more than you are. Not really, but I use those as of course, as levels. I'd be an idiot to not focus on all of the above, right? So, of course, I use the support and resistance levels as well. And the way that I use those mainly is, say, for instance, just hypothetically, well, exactly what happens right here and right here. This breaks through the LRC right here, broke through here. I'm literally trading into what I would consider a pretty major level, right? The 548.50. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take this trade in case it just doubles back on me, especially if I'm trading at SPX. Now, if I'm trading like a stock and I only get in two or three right on the break here, I would probably scale out or take all profit as soon as I got to it. So it just really depends on how far away from the support resistance levels I am. I will trade to them, but I will only trade to them if I have a decent range, like I actually did have a decent range here. But for instance, see how close this one is? This candle came and closed down right here. Let me get that blown up. This candle closed here. I'm not taking this candle into this level. That would just be foolish. So yes, I absolutely use support resistance, and I use it as a guide. I do use it as entry sometimes, and again, I'd be foolish not to. They're very important. So anyhow, it's best for me when I'm trading and I have a support resistance level and I'm going through my LRC. It usually just gives me such amazing moves. Check Tesla out today on the LRC. This would have been a great trade right out of the bat, and take your profit at the 182. See what happens. It pushed up off of it. It basically tanked one big candle, but look at that. Boom, back up. Works its way back up to where? The LRC once again. Comes back down, and that was all she wrote. She was down for the rest of the day for the most part. Tesla was kind of it was not a good moving stock today. TSM. I didn't take any TSMs today. Just nothing looked good, but after I went back and looked, I just missed my trades, and it's because I was in other trades. But this trade and this was absolutely perfect in what I'm looking for. So here's the LRC. It comes through the 200, closes below this LRC line. I would take this trade right here, right out of the gate. Probably scale some off on this long push down. I would hold. I would continue to hold until I got over the 20 twice. I did not even get over it one time. It didn't close over the 20. I would actually add on this candle right here. That's just the way I trade. If you come and watch me in my Discord, you'll hear me. I'll call it out. I'll say, hey, I'm adding, and I add to my contracts. I will then hold it, possibly scale out to lock in more profit on this move. I shouldn't say possibly. I pretty much always do, because that's a pretty good move. And then I would hold and wait and see what's going to happen here. I may scale out a little more and just see. Sometimes I'll scale out and only have two, so it's not like really impacting me a ton. I wait, it comes back, wicks down. As soon as I see that wick down, I am always adding in. I call that out all the time. Sometimes it goes against me, but if I see selling pressure come in and push this down like that, I add into my contracts. And so I really missed a great trade today. I hope others got this trade. I know that several guys in our group got some really, really great trades today that I didn't see because I was in other trades. But I'm definitely going to work on trying to call out, call out more while I'm trading. It is a little tough sometimes when you're focused, but just looking at trades that could have set up, Microsoft wasn't all that great today. I mean, right out of the gates it was, but I think Meta was kind of garbage today. Let's see. Yeah, it was real choppy. So there wasn't... Oh, the biggest trade I missed. Let me show you this. This was insane. I almost just got in it to get in it, but that's not the way I trade. AMD. AMD. What a beast. Look at this. And look at the levels. So right out of the gates, you bust through. I said normally I would miss this. I would miss this move, but I would wait for this move. When this came down and pushed up, that's my retest, right? That's when I get in off of a big level and the LRC. It doesn't get any better, guys. It really doesn't. Whenever you have that scenario happen, you wick down and you wick up off the LRC line and a major level, I am in that every single time 100%. So this would have been a get in, and I would have scaled out at the 160 level, which is also a long-term LRC, and it just went right through it. So there would have been no reason to get out anymore. I would have scaled out. It kept moving up. Probably would have scaled out again at the 161.06. Sometimes when I get this big of a move and I'm up, I just take all profit. But in this case, I may not have done that just because of the move it was having. It's kind of hard to say because when you're live, things change. But this was the perfect pullback to the 161, and then the move. This is when you add in for more upside, and then it actually pivoted off the 164, came back down to the 160, and this was your new entry right here for more upside. And actually I would have held it probably to this is the long LRC. You can see how important they are. They literally are like walls. So I'm definitely using those going forward in pretty much every stock that I trade. And this probably would have been my out, a double close. This is the first close, 2 consecutive closes, so I would have got out right here. Anyway, I missed AMD. Some guys in our other group got AMD. I think some guys in my group got AMD, and man, what a banger of a trade. That right there is just beautiful. That's what you want to see. But in any event, guys, I hope you are understanding and you're seeing how to trade this. Oh, let me do this real quick too. Let me go to a clean chart. I want to show you how I set up the long LRC. I already have a couple of them, so let me go to, I will show you, I think Microsoft is one that's actually setting up, so I'll show you that one. Yeah, check this out. So I will, basically what I do is I'll just come in and I grab this tool here, which is the linear regression tool. I'll bring it over here, I'll draw it and I'll drag it. And what I'll do is I just keep dragging until I get to where, and you can see what I'm doing there. You can see where the lines start aligning with the pivots each time it pivots. So you can see it pivots off the 1, pivots off the 1 again, rides the 1 and goes up. And the most important thing to know is when you're in an uptrend, you really, when you come up to the 1 and you pivot off the 1 this way, you don't always get really big moves. You get sideways moves all the way to, guess where? The 1. And then boom, up, sideways again. This time it pivoted up off the mean or the mid. Went up. That was a good move. Could have made good money last Friday on that trade. Went sideways. Monday, check this out. Right off the mid, straight up to the 1.5. And sideways again, drop down. Look where it is. So I'm looking for Microsoft tomorrow to potentially, because it's now above this one level that I had marked out right here. I may have to readjust that level, but anyway, it's kind of it's not a real prominent level, but really this one is the more prominent level, the 443.50. But in any event, I have it marked for now. I'm going to look for this to get a move and break over this high and maybe have all new highs. So just something I'm looking for tomorrow. It could dump right through this, and if it does, what I'm watching for it during the day is if it gets below my long and then starts to consolidate or retest the long, I then look for puts off of it as well. And man, that in conjunction with my intraday, my Anchored LRC, has been just phenomenal. So I'm going to continue using it, and hopefully I can refine it and make it even better. I hope that you guys are giving it a shot and you're actually profiting from it. So I've been profiting every single day better than I ever have. And again, I really hope you guys will come and join the Discord, be a part of the community, and we'll do it together. And just so you know, I do call the trades out live in the community. And hit that like button and subscribe. And I appreciate you watching. I will see you on the next video.